I strongly feel the formation of the government, or the timing of it, does not impact, has nothing to do with, no relevance to the timing of the rate change. The central bank is autonomous. They can change the rate at any point in time they want. The float like this, the float, and the rear like boom. You are watching Con Baba, today January 7th evening here in Iraq. Let's hope Iraq doesn't do what the other countries have done, removing zeros from the currency for what should be the obvious reason. Note that most were an attempt to curb inflation or hyperinflation, just as Syria is doing starting January 1st, 2026. Iraq has one of the lowest inflation rates in the world, nixing that as justification to enact the Delete the Zeros program. Note also that the noted countries voided one currency for another. Iraq has said both currencies, large notes and lower notes, will coexist up to 2 years in the marketplace and up to 10 years between banks. I am still expectant that Iraq will not do as Turkey, Turkmenistan, Syria, etc., although possible. Customs, new customs tariff to be implemented starting next Thursday. Quote, the General Authority of Customs announced on Tuesday the implementation of a new 15% customs tariff, effective January 1, 2026. The authority clarified that the tariff increase does not apply to essential goods that directly impact citizens' lives. Director General Thamma Qasim Dawood stated, starting January 1, 2026, the new customs tariff will be implemented by imposing a 15% customs duty on luxury goods, in addition to the mandatory application of Iraqi specifications for imported vehicles. A lot of people think they're taking zeros off the exchange rate by moving the decimal 3 points. That's not happening. They're not doing that. That's not how the exchange rate gets changed. This is not my opinion. They told you in print. We can use Syria and Iran as examples right now. Yes, the same thing will happen with Iraq. Back in October or November, Iraq clearly stated they were taking zeros off the currency. That's not my opinion. That's fact. There's no zero or decimal point changes on the exchange rate. This is a reinstatement. They're not moving decimal points on what is today's exchange rate. Preparation is being made for a new exchange rate. When is it coming? God only knows. But it's in the works because as of today 1310 does not exist anymore. Now, that's what they said to everyone. They have the articles to prove it. Government formation and 2026 budget top priorities for Parliament. It seems to be a mad dash for the budget. HCL and PMF. All of these we have been told were key pieces for the change of value for the dinar. They expect to do these within days. We are likely in play for notifications on Friday. We've been told by some people in Wells Fargo that looking for a weekend kickoff this weekend includes Friday and Saturday. Everything could start after the 1st. I don't know that we would get notified on New Year's Day. I think we're looking to a really beautiful start for the new year. The first half of January was a very critical period to Iraq. Why? During the first half of January is when Iraq pauses and suspends their credit and lending practices, which work off the value of the country's currency. If Iraq is going to change the value of their currency, they would need to pause and suspend credit and lending practices. That's why it's important. The dollar market is on one leg. A new mechanism and the exchange rate is threatened. The Central Bank of Iraq is preparing to stop dealing with the electronic platform for dollar transfers abroad at a time when experts have warned against raising the exchange rate to a higher level in light of the news circulating about this. News has been raised about a move towards a new adjustment to the exchange rate, which has raised economists' concerns about the potential impact of this move on the economic process in general. Iraq has been working to delete the zeros on many occasions. When they finally do, it will bring value, and the dinar may be stronger than the dollar like the indicators suggest, as does the project itself. The banks are no longer saying it's a scam. The banks are now looking at us and their eyes are popping wide open, and they're saying, can we have your name and phone number please? And then they pass that information up, and the next thing you know, those wealth management people are calling and saying, hey listen, I want to talk to you, I want to set an appointment, you have any question, etc., etc. You could have 5 cents in your account and they're calling you because they know who you are. The contractors received their exchanges. Iraq has removed all the corruption, ISIS, and now they have digital banking and the banks taking the control of the money out of the hands of the CBI. The amendment for the rate changes was done last weekend, and the Iraqi people know the rate is changing and the banks in Iraq are operating with the basket of currencies for international business as we speak. I do have updates from different contractors and contractor groups. My personal friend over there says he will not give a rate as it would compromise the contracts. But I have heard from a couple others that the most common rate they are being told is $3.92 as they are redoing contracts. I do not know how accurate that is, but thought it was worth sharing. I did hear it from a number of sources, so it may be just circletel, but it does fit closely to what is expected. $3.92 would be awesome, but consider it a rumor for now. One of my friend who was working in Iraqi stock exchange said that, with this auction stopping, the value would have to be added to stop the chance of a collapse of the currency. That's brilliant simple words, but so well said. Specific manicured words that defines it exactly. This is checkmate. There is no other move. My CBI contact has told me that if the switchover of the currency, when will this next move occur? So, we are coming very close to the switchover from the currency auctions to the international process of currency exchanges to operate in Iraq. They wanted us to have this before Christmas. So let's hope that is the case. Let's see what happens.